welcome to Sew Pretty Kitty. This is my vlog where I talk about all the things I love about sewing. Today's video was asked for by you guys and I am coming to you today with 10 tips, tricks and sewing hacks. Some of which you might know already and some of which you might not. So if you're interested in that, then stick around. So you join me today on my lovely new sofa. It's pink, it's velvet, it's mine. The kids are not allowed to sit on this sofa, which they're very disgruntled about. I've got my pot plant, I've got my fabric flowers, and I've got my new cushion, which I thought I'd show you today before we start with the tips, tricks and hints. So this cushion I made as soon as I got this sofa home. I thought it needs something sparkly and grey on it because it's pink, obviously. And I made myself this cushion out of some fabric that I had in my stash. And I've used the Arteza vinyl that was kindly gifted to me by them. This lovely sparkly silver vinyl to say this kitchen is for dancing, because we are always having kitchen discos in this house. And it just looks fab on my sofa, so really pleased with that. And if you would like to purchase Arteza vinyl, there is an affiliate link in the drop down comment box below. So let's crack on with today's tips, tricks and hacks. So I was scouring the internet looking for interesting and unusual different tips and tricks, some of which you will already know if you're an experienced sewer, and some of which will, you know, maybe be new to you. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started with tip number 1. So if you're anything like me, you love sewing with stretch and wovens, and I always forget which needle is which. So when I switch between the two now, I use these two stickers on my sewing machine that just say U and S, and when I take the needle out and it's a stretch needle, which is in there at the moment, it will go onto that piece of blue tack, and my universal needle from before is on that piece of blue tack, and now I never need to get confused again. So the next tip, tip number 2. You don't need 2 spools of identical thread to do twin needling, you just need to wind 2 bobbins. One for the underneath and one for the second thread. And if you haven't got a spool holder like this, you can always use a wooden cocktail skewer and then just tape it to the back of your machine. Tip number 3. Just buy some cheap wooden pegs. These cost me £1.50 from Dunelm. Wind the embroidery floss around the peg, open the peg and catch the end. Sorted. Tip number 4 involves this interesting little piece of kit. Let me grab it from down here. Some of you who watched the last vlog guessed correctly what this is all about. It's an Addis sink mat and it cost me the princely sum of £2.49. Watch the video to find out what that's for. Sitting at my sewing desk used to drive me bonkers because every time I pushed my pedal it would inch further and further away from me and end up bashing against the wall. And now I've got my lovely sink mat down, which is really rubbery. There is no way that this pedal is going anywhere, and I've solved my problem. So that's a super hack. So tip number 5, there's a few products that I really love, but this Prym stabilising tape is my absolute favourite. Need to stabilise a shoulder seam but can't get on with clear elastic? Use this Prym tape, which has glue on one side. Just pop it on your shoulder seam, iron it down, and hey presto, stabilised. Tip number 6. Oh my God, how have we got to 6 already? So, my last video, PDFs everywhere. Watch this for a nice little trick for organising your PDFs. Does PDF storage drive you absolutely bonkers? Because it did me until I found this box. And now I keep all my PDFs nicely organised with plastic wallets and sticky labels, each in their individual slot. So now when I want to make a PDF pattern that I've made before, I can just look through this box and I can easily find it. Awesome. Tip number 7. Want a nice, neat, secure finish on your overlocker threads. Take a needle with a big eye, thread the tail through, and then just pass it up back on itself. Pull it tight and chop it off. No more unraveling. Tip number 8. If you've got loads and loads of little bits and pieces, then buy a box. I love boxes. This one's full of rivets. That one's got bobbins in. That one is all my feet and needles from the sewing machine. This one has got snaps in. And this big one at the back contains all my ribbons and notions and embroidery threads. Tip number 9 is for those of you out there who maybe aren't experienced at sewing and don't know this tip. I'm sure many of you experienced sewers out there know this one, but check this out. If you can't get accurate seam allowances, you can either use magnetic seam guides that stick to the plate of your machine, or just use a bit of low-tack masking tape. It works just as well. And finally, tip number 10 has got something to do with what I'm wearing on my neck. So, I will bring this in closer for you to see. This is a necklace that I've made myself using my Cricut machine to cut this beautiful rose gold faux leather out, and I've used an awl to punch holes and sewn it with some really strong silver thread there, and the little scissors just slot into this necklace. So tip number 10 is how not to lose your scissors, and I have made 2 of these necklaces for 2 of you guys out there who subscribe to my channel, to say thank you so much for being there, for watching, for commenting in the box below. I love reading everyone's comments. I love the fact that there's a whole community of people out there that like sewing as much as I do. And to say thank you, I really wanted to make you something special. So to enter this competition, like I said, there are 2 necklaces to give away. They come on this lovely silver chain with a magnetic clasp at the back, and I will be making boxes for them to go in, sort of presentation boxes. I will send these wherever in the world that you come from, and all you have to do to enter my competition is just tell me why you like this channel in the box down below. And then what I'll do is I'll pop everybody's number, I'll assign numbers to everybody, pop it into a random number generator, and then I will pick 2 of you lovely subscribers to win one of my necklaces. So if you're interested in doing that, please do follow me on Instagram. Please make a comment in the box below, and I'll look forward to telling you who the lucky winners are next time I see you. Thanks very much for watching. Bye. I think I might start this bit again.